5, I would have definitely tried to make something work with you. I think you're a strong woman. I think you're very strategic, and I would have loved to play the game with you. But unfortunately, this stage of the game, we just have to make it to the merge. So.
My vote's for Laura. At first I thought you were kind of sus. I still think that because I think you're a good strategic player, but I respect the game that you've played. You've played like a beast, and I know you have some bonds on the other side, so I gotta break that up. I'm gonna get back fast so that they don't scheme against me.
Laura, this is not what I wanted to do, but I just have to go with what the majority wants. I tried to protect you. I know you're putting my name down, but hopefully they're not telling me a lie. I think you're awesome.
To avoid the craziness of last night.
My 6th tribal council, I think. That's probably wrong, and I just can't think straight. I've never actually felt vulnerable until right now, and I'm 90% sure there's going to be 6 votes for me and this one for Kathy, and it breaks my heart to even put it, but the only other person they would possibly vote for is Kathy, so I have to try.
Sorry. Laura, I'm voting for you because you are just so threatening in this game. You have great memorization. You know Survivor like the back of your hand. And although we could use that in the next challenge, I have a bigger connection with Kathy because we were together from the beginning. And I'm also in the 5 Blue. So I wish I got to meet you at the beginning of the game. I love getting to know you, and you're a Wisconsin girl, and so am I, and go Badgers.
So I want to speak first if I can, very candidly. Last night I said I wanted to cast vote for Laura, and I voted for Adam. And that's what happened, and we got a night a lot. It was great. I talked to Laura afterwards and tried to clear up this whole Jen situation with Jen telling me she was coming after me. I believe her that she wasn't. She told me she wasn't, and that it was misinterpreted as John telling her that because John needed to throw out a name, and John was going to throw out me because I'm a fellow guy that's threatening him. I'm not voting Laura. Laura's going home. I'm not voting Laura. Kathy, I wish it was actually you. Laura, I meant it when I said I want to keep you in this game. I really did.
Laura, tribe has spoken.
Yes, it has.
Time for you to go.
Yeah, whose handwriting that is?
Yeah.
Oh, that was shoot. It was the first vote. Who went out first? Bryce.
This is Bryce?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
I was also like, ooh, fancy.
Yeah. Is this Desiree?
Jake. Not Jake, Jack.
This is Jack?
I'm pretty sure.
It's cute.
What did he say?
Late Laura, and then Griffin Claw, because that's funny. A couple of you, I did not expect any Kathy votes.
You thought it was all piling on you?
Yeah.
Were they? Oh, we're on camera now.
Yeah.
We can start talking games. So do you think it was? Were they splitting for an idol? Or no, but they couldn't have been. Well, I guess they must have been.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I don't know if they split, like, logically, like if they decided who's voting for who, or if they went into it just knowing everybody's voting for one of us two and, like, vote your heart out and whoever goes home goes home. Neither one really sits with me better, because if they did it logically, then they all agreed that I should go home, and then they planned the votes accordingly. If they did it emotionally, still, 4 of them wanted me gone, so.
I mean, you would think maybe that, logically speaking, that the priority is probably on winning some challenges today, and that would seem to, like, put Kathy in front of you. So they must have had some other agenda or some
Yeah.
other way to decide you first.
Right. She did a better job talking to people after the challenge. The first person that came up to me was Greg, and he said, like, it's Kathy, or like, I'm fine voting Kathy or something, and it broke my heart to think about voting Kathy. Because I initially was just trying to think of, is there another person that we could possibly get anyone to flip on? And then I quickly realized it's 5 versus 2, essentially, so no, there's not. Versus yesterday, we had Adam to kind of throw under the bus. Sorry, Adam. So, like, my reaction to Greg was just, like, heartbreak. And I think Kathy, she just reacted better. I think she probably said, like, great, I'll vote Laura. So she was talking to people more, and I was just kind of flustered, knowing that Kathy and I had to vote for each other, and I couldn't really come up with any. The only thing I could think of was, like, I could potentially do better in challenges, but that feels so false because I'm the only person that's been on all of the losing tribes. Like, I was on original Tatanka, and so was Greg, but he then went on a winning tribe. So I was on original Tatanka, and then, what are we, Appeasy?
Mm-hmm.
Appeasy 2.0, where we literally lost everything, voted out 4 people. And then Appeasy 3.0, and we've now voted out 2 people, myself included. So how can I bitch that I'm a challenge benefit when I literally, thank you, don't
sure what
have
the
any.
sandwich is, but
That's cute.
I think it's peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, fantastic. When I literally don't have any experience winning a challenge. The one time we won was when my part, we got done at like the exact same time as everyone else. And then Dion just killed the puzzle. So that was like my highest high, and I basically had nothing to do with it. So
I just want to say I was right there with you guys. I was filming you guys, and I was like, come on, guys. I was like so tense. I was like, you guys are so close.
that was the most incredible thing in the world. Dion and I spent a while talking before that because I'm a huge puzzle person. I have a puzzle tattoo. Like, I love puzzles. And everybody knew that. So when we saw what that one was, that it ended in a puzzle, everyone kind of looked at me, and I was like, sweet, I can't wait. And then they said that your tribe cannot speak to you. Like, not at all. And that's where I was like, I don't know about that. Like, I work a lot better when I can communicate, because if I get stuck, I just get stuck. And then, but if anyone else can come in and just say like anything, it might like jog something, but just by myself was really stressing me out. And Dion is good at puzzles too, but he is just like the calmest person. He like ice is going through that kid's veins. So he left it up to me. He said, if you don't feel comfortable, like I will do it. And I said, you should probably do it. And then I was hesitant for a while, just like, did I miss an opportunity to like actually do something cool? And as I was watching him, I was like, absolutely not. This is made for him. I'm gonna stand on the sidelines and I'm gonna scream and get yelled at for running onto the course because that was just too much fun. So, yeah, that was a good moment.
So, if you had been able to dictate what was going to happen in this new Appeasy 3.0, where would you have taken it? Who do you?
I don't know. I honestly just hope that we could win and get to the merge and figure it out there because the numbers were so bad. And those 5 are so strong and they work together and they have proof of the 5 of them winning. So why would you break that up when there's just, I don't know. There's just not enough of like me and Kathy's to throw out there.
If there,
I really didn't have a plan. I guess that's my answer. I hoped I would.
because of the overwhelming odds, it just
Yeah,
seemed like.
and I know that like a really good player should be able to work it out, but my brain was not really figuring it out.
If and when if they continue on the losing streak, if they turn on each other, what do you think their pecking order is?
Oh, geez. Let's see. Bryce and Rachel have been together, I think, the entire time. Greg was not with anybody. Like, he's just with them since the dominant blue tribe. Desiree. Jack. I don't know. Maybe Bryce and Rachel I feel like they're like a duo that would have more control. It's 3. No, what is it? Is it 3 guys, 3 girls right now?
You have the 3 guys.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, 3 guys, 3 girls, and
I feel like the guys are more.
the 3.
I don't know actually.
3 guys, 2 girls, and Kathy.
And Kathy, yeah, fair. Kathy does such a good job, like, getting involved, but I feel like, outside of Kathy, I feel like I would guess that the guys would probably turn on the girls, just because there's 3 of them, and that's, like, an easy thought, and they're these, like, big guys, and they can deal with each other later. That would be my guess. But of the 3 of them, I'm not really sure. It doesn't feel like there's a ton of like strategy talking. We talked about just tons of random things from like 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock this morning. And yeah, strategy wasn't much of it because they didn't really have to. They literally just won every single thing yesterday and then went to their holding area and just talked about who they thought was getting voted out. So I'm not sure they know their pecking order, which is why I don't think they're willing to talk about it when I'm standing there.
Perhaps that's strategy on their part.
Yeah.
Is that you don't want to expose.
Right.
You had some people reach from beyond the grave last night and try to help you out.
I had 2 things.
Well, you got that obviously you got the boat block, but
Yeah.
There was something else, and curious about your thought process when you got that and where it led you to. What did you think was out there? Where do you think it was?
So I read it during a confessional, and just, I didn't know if there was going to be a challenge that night. I thought there was, so I didn't know if whatever this is was going to be at camp or like at the challenge. But I read it during the confessional and then went back to camp, and there's no place to like reread it there. You know, like the next person had to come talk to these guys. So I went back and hoped I would get a second, but like by then it's dark. And then let's see. Last night, then it said something about the secret advantage awaits before this night is over. And like you earn favor with those that have gone before you. So at Tribal, when I went to go vote and they handed me the thing, I was like, oh, is that this? Like, are we all coming full circle? And they were like, no, that's not. And I was like, what? So like there's another thing? But then this went in the back burner because I knew what that was. Like that had instructions, and it was relevant. I knew that there's at least one vote for me. And I knew that the tribe would wonder who they gave it to. And maybe they'd guess me because I was just with a couple of them. I'm not sure. So if I can just expose that, like, yes, it was me, I'm going to play it now. I'm not a threat anymore. And play it knowing that there was a vote for me, so not just wasting it, knowing that, like, if Adam had played his idol and I didn't play that, I would go home immediately. If Adam played his idol and I did play that, it's a tie and I have a fighting chance. So there was a lot of reasons to play it. Yeah. But then it put this on the back burner. And then this morning sometime, I went up to the bathroom and I literally sat in the porta potty and read it again. And realized before the night is over, the advantage awaits just out of sight. Look for the one thing that does not look like the others. As the fire rages, the advantage is not consumed. Step forward and claim your prize. So I imagine there was something at the challenge on like a torch that didn't match the rest, or one of the like plaques. I bet it was under my fucking plaque.
It wasn't, but it was close by. The fire pit at the center of that challenge.
Yeah.
Because it talks about the fire in there.
Yeah,
there was
that's what I thought, torch.
The thing that was right next to the ring, kind of part of the ring, but not. The cinder block was sitting out there.
Out of nowhere?
Out of nowhere. And sitting in there. Do you want to know what it was?
Yes.
Steal a vote. So you could have taken a vote from somebody else, played it for yourself.
I don't even know who I would have taken.
Yeah, would you? That's why I'm asking. In part, would you have aimed all of that at Adam, or would you have tried to do something different to turn it?
I would have, because Bryce kept telling me, you don't have to play it. You're fine. You don't have to play it. But he was like, if you think Adam's gonna play the idol, you should play it. And I was like, so you're telling me if Adam plays the idol, I'm going home? And he was like, yes. I was like, then I'm gonna play it. What do you mean? Like, I didn't know that they had such faith that Adam wasn't gonna play the idol. That part, all I saw was Adam walking around showing it. So I was like, showing off, like, what are you doing? But he was telling them, like, I trust you, I'm not gonna play this. But that's not what it looked like to me. So when he says, like, the only way this could go bad is if Adam plays his idol, and all I see is Adam playing his idol. But I felt confident that there weren't a ton of Laura votes. I felt confident that they actually did vote for Adam. So I don't think I would have stolen any votes. I think the block was just fine. I would have saved that for
today,
and then been productive. But even so, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure who vote. Maybe. No, because some guys voted for me. I don't know how they split. But it would have been possibly difficult to figure out whose vote to steal. No, I could have stolen Kathy's and voted for Kathy. God damn it. See how long that took me to like figure out? Oh my god.
You just have to follow it on through. Would you like to know who tried to help you?
Yes.
So, because when you get to unite with them today, Jen, C, are the first to go. John, and Stephen.
Stephen?
Yeah.
Is this something that they found, or you just like ask them?
It was just in the design of the game
Okay.
that all of the first day boots
Oh,
had a chance to reach out to those still in the game.
so did, I don't know if I can ask this, I'm going
You
to
can-
anyway.
That's fine.
Whoever, like any other votes people got, did they get things too? Or was it like majority of that?
As you see, there's 3 things there. Depending on how many people reached out to you, you would get 1, 2, or 3 pieces of that.
Oh.
So some people would have only read the first part. Some would have read all of
Gotcha.
it.
So I had like all of the information. I didn't.
You got the
fucking do
most
it.
love.
That's so
I thought you were going down the path of, oh, that's so lovely that they
It's
did
so
this
lovely,
for me.
but it's, that just, I screwed it up.
It's impossible to get it all right. And one thing I keep stressing to people who sit there, you're surrounded by a lot of these volunteers. Very few of us, most of us, lost.
Yeah.
And so we all did things wrong. And so you're part of some august company. But setting the game aside for a moment, just the experience. How did it feel? What'd you get out of it? Is it what you hoped?
Yes, absolutely, and more. I really had no idea what to expect. I had no idea how I was gonna play. I had no idea how I was gonna like behave. Just no clue. So it was fun to like watch myself figure it out. On the first 2 tribes, I felt like I had my hand in like every like bucket. That's not a thing, but like I felt like I knew where everybody was. Like I knew all of the options for all of the votes, and like planned most of them. And I didn't necessarily expect that. So I went into every single tribal, except last night and tonight, feeling 100% safe. And I never thought I would be in a... I didn't think you could, like, be in a position where you felt that. But I genuinely... There was, like, no part of me that thought I was going home in those. So that was really cool. But, yeah, so it was an amazing experience. There's still people that I didn't play with. And obviously I would have just loved to make the merge so I could be on the jury. But I just don't think that my story was like losing. It's not a cool story.
If it makes you feel any better, that's not how I view your story. So.
No?
No.
What the hell do you view my story?
You were a fierce competitor and challenge monster. I mean,
Did you? It's probably impossible for you to have heard, but when you won that challenge, when Dion finished the puzzle, and you are celebrating, did you hear the crowd?
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't.
You were at the heart of why the crowd, these underdogs, finally coming together and winning this thing.
Yeah.
You'll see that on video and realize my story isn't that of a loser. So
That's good. Yeah, when I got to the new Red Tribe, Bryce told me that they all thought I was running things, which I was, but I was shocked that it looked like that. I don't know. I felt like, I see how people like come out of it and they're like, I didn't know I was a threat. And I'm like, watching, I'm like, you are a raging moron. How do you, like, you are lying to the camera right now. Like, you don't have to lie to me. I'm not there. But they're telling the truth. Like, I felt like a nobody. Like,
Well,
I
the
don't know why people like knew my name.
it's hard to have self-perception when you're in it.
Yeah.
You're
Usually I'm
you're
really
just
good
doing
at
your
that.
thing. But
But also, usually I'm good at, like, being well liked, and here that's just not a good thing sometimes. I mean, sometimes it is, but when you're down in the numbers, it's not.
Well, let's let you get some food and relax and maybe
Yeah.
watch the challenges going on right now.
Oh dear God. I just cried through that entire thing.
It's all good. It's real. If nothing else, that's what this gives those who play.
I'm probably
It's
not
authentic.
showing how thankful I am, but I really,
It's all good. That'll
Really
come
am.
out over time.
yeah.
First, you process you, and then you take in the rest of it.
So, okay, you said it was Jen, John.